Have you ever wondered what really built America? I'm not just talking about the founding fathers or famous battles. I'm talking about the hidden engine, the brutal truth that powered the nation's rise. Let's peel back the layers of history, and it starts not with a Declaration of Independence, but with a ship. In 1619, a ship arrived in the English colony of Virginia. On board were 20 and odd Africans, captured from their homes in what is now Angola. They weren't considered slaves in the way we think of it today. Their status was more like indentured servants. But this single event planted a seed that would grow into a monstrous system. Why did this happen? The colonies were hungry, not for food, but for labor. Tobacco was the new gold rush, and farming it was back-breaking work. The colonists tried using indentured servants from Europe and enslaving Native Americans, but neither solution was sustainable. European servants eventually earned their freedom, and native populations were devastated by disease and could easily escape into familiar territory. So, they turned to Africa. A horrific triangular trade route emerged. And then returned to Europe with sugar, cotton, and tobacco. Millions of lives were stolen, families were torn apart, and human beings were treated as property, as chattel. This system wasn't just a Southern problem. It was an American institution. Northern states profited immensely from the slave trade, financing voyages, insuring ships, and building their industrial economies on the back of raw materials produced by enslaved labor in the South. The cotton gin, invented in 1793, was meant to ease the workload, but instead made cotton production so profitable that the demand for enslaved people skyrocketed. Cotton became king, and the American economy boomed. Think about it. The White House, the Capitol building, these iconic symbols of freedom were built, in part, by the hands of enslaved people. The wealth that funded universities, built cities, and established fortunes was extracted from their forced, unpaid labor. But this is not just a story of oppression. It is also a story of incredible resistance and resilience. Enslaved people fought back in countless ways. They led rebellions, like Nat Turner's uprising. They escaped through the dangerous network of the Underground Railroad, guided by heroes like Harriet Tubman. They preserved their culture, their music, their stories, and their humanity in the face of unimaginable cruelty. They created spirituals, songs of sorrow and hope that would later evolve into gospel. Blues and jazz, the bedrock of American music. The tension over slavery eventually tore the nation apart, leading to the Civil War. In 1863, the Emancipation Proclamation was a pivotal moment, but freedom didn't mean equality. The end of slavery was followed by a century of Jim Crow laws, segregation, and systemic discrimination. The legacy of slavery is not something in the distant past. It's woven into the fabric of modern America. It shapes conversations about race, inequality, and justice to this very day. Understanding this difficult history isn't about guilt. It's about truth. It's about acknowledging the full story of how this nation was built. Ideals of freedom, but also on the backs of millions who were denied it. By confronting this past, we can better understand the present and work towards building a more just and equitable future for everyone. It's a complex and often painful story, but one we all need to know. Thanks for watching. If you found this video insightful, please give it a like